Hey there guys, Rowdy Retro Viewer here again. Now this won't be your typical video. Okay, well technically it will be, but I was thinking, why was the new Scooby-Doo movies short-lived? It was kind of weird when you think about it. I mean, the show wasn't that bad. It did include a lot of real-life celebrities, like Don Knotts, Sonny and Cher, and Phyllis Diller, and some fictional characters like Batman and Robin, Josie and the Pussycats, and the Three Stooges, for example. So why was it short-lived? Was the show bad? Was the ratings that low that it lasted only for a few episodes? Only lasted for 24 episodes? Honestly, I really have no clue what the reason is for why it was kind of short-lived. Okay, well, technically the first Scooby-Doo series, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, and HBO Max's Velma was technically short-lived, but that's besides the point. I just think that this show could have lasted a little bit longer, you know? I mean, sure, we had the new Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which was technically like a modern reboot of the new Scooby-Doo movies. Same thing with Scooby-Doo Team Up and the Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries, which I know those technically count as comic books, which you guys are right about that. But still, I mean, if the new Scooby-Doo movies did last a little longer, they would have included a few other celebrities and fictional characters that would have been neat guest stars, like Mel Blanc, for example, and Don Messick, because those two were still alive during the early 70s, and both of them aren't complete strangers to Hanna-Barbera, because Mel Blanc did voice Speed Buggy and Captain Caveman from the shows of the same name, and Don Messick is the original voice of Scooby-Doo himself. You know, that's one example of what I mean. And they could have included other fictional characters from Hanna-Barbera, like Squiddly Diddly, for example, or Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles, or the Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan. I mean, sure, technically there's Scooby-Doo Team Up, the movie Scoob, Jellystone, Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon, and Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. Those are prime examples of bringing us some recognizable characters that we all know and loved, like Sandy Duncan, Cher, Batman and Robin. You know, those guys are like prime examples. But I just mean, like, if the new Scooby-Doo movies did last for 2 seasons, they could have had the first season have 16 episodes, and season 2 have 16 episodes, and in total would have been 32 in general. Okay, that might sound a little bit okay, but maybe back in the 70s that still seemed a bit short-lived, which you are technically right, but still, they could have made 32 episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies and split it into 2 seasons. You know, like the first season would have 16 episodes, and the other would have the other 16 episodes. Man, it wasn't hard for Scooby-Doo and Guess Who to have 2 seasons with 52 episodes in general. I just think that this show could have lasted a little bit longer back in the 70s. You know? Because when you think about it, they still could have had like other real life celebrities like Don Messick, Hal Smith, Mel Blanc, and Janet Waldo to be guest stars on the show, as well as fictional characters from Hanna-Barbera like Squilly Dilly, Top Cat, Frankenstein Jr., The Impossibles, Great Babe, Great Babe. Wait, he wasn't a thing yet till about a few years later. Like almost 5 years later or something. But you guys know what I mean. Maybe there's like a parallel / alternate universe, or maybe there's like a different timeline where the new Scooby-Doo movies did last for 32 episodes and have 2 seasons each. For season 1 will have 16, and season 2 will have another 16. But to be fair, I'm still not gonna be complaining about it too much, considering how we still do Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which it is still a modern reboot of the new Scooby-Doo movies, which is close enough in my book. But yeah, this show could have lasted a little bit longer than 24 episodes, if you know what I mean. But you know what? It's not a big deal. I can still have fun with the show, even though I think it has been a long time since I've seen this show. By the way, since I'm still talking about the new Scooby-Doo movies, when is Warner Brothers gonna release the Wednesday is Missing episode? I mean, seriously, that's the only episode to not have like some kind of physical media release, other than an Australian VHS release back in the late 80s, early 90s, but never released on DVD or Blu-ray. I mean, the only time you can watch that episode is basically when you're like channel surfing on TV, or just happen to find the Australian VHS release of that episode. But anyways, starting to get off topic here. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you understand why I think that this show could have lasted a little bit longer back in the 70s. But hey, you can't win them all, am I right? Oh boy.